Elisa, good morning.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here. So excited. You're right. I have the best job assignment today. You're going to see the science in me geek out. It's just so much fun in here. We're going to learn a lot. And like Julian said, we're in Uptown at Discovery Place Science. And today they are launching their new Apollo exhibit. It's a temporary exhibit that launches today at 12:30. And it's going to be here through January. So you have a couple of weeks to come see it. And I got to tell you, it's so cool. And we're going to show it to you all morning. This is the first thing that you're going to see when you come in. This is the U.S. missile Jupiter's cone. So this is the first thing that you'll see. And you hear that beeping? That beeping is Sputnik, the first U.S. artificial satellite that is orbiting Earth. So really cool stuff. All right, let's take a look at your temperatures right now.
I've been told you can actually touch a piece of the moon while you're there. That's insane.
Yes, there's a piece of a meteorite basically that came down, and it is the same material as the moon, and you can touch it. It's super smooth and really cool. But how do we feel about a costume change? You think I could fit into this?
I'd love to see you try.
I want to wear one of these. I want to wear one of these so bad. This is a replica, actually, of the first spacesuit. They basically took a diving suit, right? Because our first time in space, we don't really have an outfit for that yet, right? We don't have a suit for that. So they took a diving suit basically and tried to remodel it for space, and something like this was worn by some of the first men in space, both from the US and from the Soviet Union. Then we've got a lot of these replicas of all the different types of rockets that went up, or things that they built, both from the US, some of them also some Soviet rockets as well. Just really cool to just see all of these replicas and learn about how we got there. How did we get up there in 1969 and see just all of these rockets? There's just some really, really cool stuff. Of course, we need to get you a look at your forecast right here at Earth. So let's take a look at temperatures right now. It's awesome. Apollo exhibit opens to the public at 12:30 today. Lots of cool stuff. You see pictures behind me of Kennedy and some of those Soviet leaders. It even goes through some of the history of the 60s, Martin Luther King, Kennedy's assassination, just everything going into play at that time as we were racing to space. And I promise you, we're going to get you a tour. We're going to get a behind-the-scenes look of the exhibit throughout the morning here on Good Day, so you don't want to miss it. Julian, Taylor. So the Apollo exhibit here obviously talks a lot about space, but it also gives us a good look at the history of the time, talking about Martin Luther King and his fight for equality. A lot of really cool civil rights replicas in this exhibit as well. We'll get you more from Discovery Place Science coming up next.
Elisa, I understand that at the Discovery Place Science, you can take a moon selfie with the rover. Talk to me about this selfie that you can take on this rover. I want to know more.
We're about to do it for you on Good Day. Did you not think I was going to sit in this rover? I'm so excited. You can sit in a replica that they used on the moon. And we're going to do it live on TV, which is 1,000 times better than a selfie, right?
Exactly.
But yes, so cool. But yes, if you're coming through the exhibit, you'll be able to sit down on that rover and really get a close look at it. This is a look at the Apollo Capsule. This is basically the home away from home for those astronauts that first made it to the moon. This is the capsule that got them up and the capsule that got them safely to land at home. This is the rocket. I mean, look at how huge this is, that Saturn V rocket that helped them get into space. Still one of the only rockets to really get humans in that orbit and into space. Just, how cool is all of this stuff? Well, we also have to talk about temperature. We're here at Discovery Place Science. We're at the Apollo exhibit. How about a wardrobe change? These are some of the prototype first Apollo moon boots that were designed to protect the astronauts, and the gloves as well had to fit perfectly. If they were too small, they could lose fingernails from the pressure. So some really cool artifacts here. We'll be live here at the Discovery Place Science all morning. We'll see you on the other side of the break. You know the classic, the historic thing that Neil Armstrong said right when he got on the moon. He said, one small step for man, right? And then one giant leap for mankind,
exactly.
Right? How about this? You got to take a look at what we've got here. You can put your own steps on the moon. How about one small step for Elisa and then one giant step for FOX46? Look at this. You can put your steps on the moon and it will get your footprints going right here on moon rock, right at Discovery Place Science. I don't know how to moonwalk, but I guess I can try, right? Can I try to moonwalk? Am I going to make it? My footprints are still showing up, but how cool is that? You can put your steps in science and make your mark right here on the moon. Back here, we're at Discovery Place Science in Uptown. This Apollo exhibit is beautiful. You're going to learn so much. You're going to get to have some fun making your mark, putting your steps on the moon, making your own landing, and learning a lot. And not only is it the exhibit, there's so much going on in the museum, a lot of activities that have to do with space. There's a show called 321 Liftoff that teach you all about rocket science and combustion, lots of flames in that show. So that's really cool too. So I'm just gonna keep having some fun here, keep doing my moonwalk. And I guess, how am I doing, guys? Julian Taylor, is my moonwalk any good? Probably not, right?
10, 9.
Yeah, let's give her digs the new way that I got to work. Remember you asked me about that rover that you can take a picture in?
Yes.
Here it is. Here it is. I am sitting in it. I am getting to sit in it. We are sitting in a replica of the Apollo 17 lunar roving vehicle, okay? So this is a replica of what that vehicle looked like. This is what they took to the moon and how they explored it. And it's super cool. So you can sit in it, you can take your picture and just chill. Now it weighs about 463 pounds. And if you think you're gonna whip it in this thing on the moon, you're not. It's going only maximum speed at 11 miles per hour, so really cool. All right, let's take a look at your commute out there. If you're driving around on Earth this morning, of course, a replica, but this is just one of the cool things that you'll get to see. The exhibit again opens at 12:30 today, and we're gonna continue our tour. I'm gonna continue showing you some of the exhibit and talking about what the museum has to offer, and we'll talk about it coming up throughout Good Day. Julian Taylor. This is a look at what those Apollo astronauts had to wear. Some of their personal spacesuits made from 20 different materials in 24 layers. That life support backpack weighs up to 200 pounds, but this suit lets them spend about 6 hours out on the moon. We're learning all things about space and the moon, plus we've got your forecast, and we'll do that coming up next.
Elisa, you've showed us everything. You've moonwalked. You've showed us how you can touch a piece of the moon. You've been in the moon rover. Are you having too much fun today at work?
Can you tell? I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun. And the museum isn't even open yet, guys. I'm here by myself, and I'm having such a blast. You can have a blast, too. Starting at 12:30, that's when the exhibit opens. The museum will open from the morning hours. So you had asked me about touching a piece of the moon. Well, this is it. It's actually a meteorite. So what happened was a meteor struck the moon and basically took a piece of the moon with it and then landed on Earth, right? So that's how we have this piece of the moon. And this piece landed in Northwest Africa in 2014, and you can touch it, and it's very smooth, like that, like a very smooth rock there. So very cool, and you can learn a little bit about meteors and meteorites. All right, let's take a look at your forecast, right? If you're where we've been coming around this Apollo exhibit that launches today. It's only here temporarily. It's only here through January, so you have a couple of weeks to get out. And it's not just the exhibit. There are going to be lots of little activities that have to do with space around the museum, plus a show that teaches you about rocket science and combustion, lots of fire and explosions, cool things going on in the museum here at Discovery Place Science. But yeah, this is the piece of the moon that you can touch, and you can head out here at 12:30 today. Julian Taylor. Did you know that Snoopy was a mascot for NASA? Yep, in 1967, some of the authors and creators of the Snoopy and Peanuts cartoons created some of these cartoons to kind of cheer on our astronauts as they made it to space, and they still use some Snoopy cartoons with some of that NASA cheer-ons, right? We're here at Discovery Place Science, and we'll be here throughout Good Day. See you on the other side of this break. About how these astronauts live. And seriously, and there's actually going to be a lot of activities around the museum to kind of teach kids about humans in space, right? How do our bodies react physically and mentally and things like that? So just a lot to learn about space. This big green thing next to me, this is really cool. This is something that they used for training at the Johnson Center in Houston. And this is really cool because it was used for training by both Soviet and American astronauts in the 70s for a joint mission. So a lot of what this exhibit also shows is some of the history at the time, right? Remember, we're in Cold War tensions at this time, and with these astronauts working together, it really helped ease a lot of those tensions. So this is something really cool that they worked on together. All right, let's take a look at your forecast, right? Still have to get you a look at those temperatures here, having a lot of fun through the Apollo exhibit at Discovery Place Science that launches today at 12:30. We still have lots more to show you, and we'll do it coming up in just a little bit. Julie and Taylor. Check this out. It's a model of the International Space Station. Of course, something we still use today. It's had astronauts in there since November of 2000, and we've got a couple of different nations that partner on this. The US, Russia, Canada, Japan, and Europe all take part in getting science done up in space. We're going to get some weather done for you too coming up on the other side of this break.
Is at Discovery Place Science having the time of her life at this new space exhibit. Elisa, you have some sort of screen with some pictures on there behind you. What's going on?
This is actually something that I learned. I didn't know this at all, so I'm even learning new things here. So basically, when Armstrong and Aldrin were trying to land that Apollo 11 mission, apparently when they were about 4 miles out, they started to run out of gas, and they were supposed to land on a more smooth surface, and then they got there and it was kind of rocky. So they had to take manual control of the module, the lunar module, and this is kind of what it looked like. Mission control of them trying to land without gas. They actually landed with 30 seconds left of fuel. They made it very close. It was a close call, and I did not know that it was that close. So check that out, learning something new. It's been a ton of fun. This exhibit officially opens to the public at 12:30, and you only have a couple of weeks to see it. It closes shop by the new year, January 2nd, so you want to come out and check it out. Julie and Taylor. It's been such a blast here all morning here at Discovery Place Science, where the Apollo exhibit kicks off today. This is my lunar roving vehicle that I'm going to head home in. It only goes 11 miles per hour, though. Your forecast for today, again, you'll have temperatures in the 80s with a couple of clouds. So get out and enjoy. You can come here starting at 12:30 in the exhibit. Guys,
Lisa, don't speed too much at 11 miles per hour. As you mentioned, great weather today. So with that, thanks for joining us, and go ahead and make it a good day and a great weekend, Charlotte.
Have a great weekend.